Every physical object we interact with occupies three-dimensional space. To understand how that space is measured, we have to look at how flat shapes transition into the third dimension. This visual represents extrusion. By taking a two-dimensional shape and pulling it upward, we create a regular prism. It follows two rules. The bases must be identical regular polygons, and lateral faces must be rectangular, intersecting at exactly 90 degrees. Because these properties are consistent, we don't have to memorize unique formulas for every possible shape. We only need to understand the structural anatomy of this one universal system. To begin our calculations, we must first isolate the 2D footprint of the prism and focus exclusively on its base. We start with the apothem. The apothem is the perpendicular distance measured from the exact center of the polygon to the midpoint of any side. Next, we find the perimeter, which is the total distance around the outside boundary of the base shape. Combining the apothem and the perimeter establishes our universal base area formula. The total area of the base is equal to 1/2 the apothem multiplied by the perimeter. Determining the area of this flat base is a mandatory requirement. Without this foundation, calculating the 3D properties of the prism is geometrically impossible. This process shows how we measure the exterior of the solid by conceptually unrolling its vertical sides. When flattened, these faces form one large continuous rectangle. The width of this rectangle equals the base perimeter, while its length is the prism's height. This establishes the lateral area formula as perimeter times height. To find the total surface area, we take this flat net and add the areas of the top and bottom geometric bases back onto our lateral rectangle. This leads to the master formula for surface area, the lateral area plus 2 times the base area. The surface area strictly measures the exact amount of 2D material needed to cover the boundary of the solid. It does not account for the physical space inside. Now, we shift our focus from wrapping the outside of the prism to measuring its internal capacity. Think of volume as taking the 2D area of the base and continuously stacking layers of it upward along the central height of the prism. This stacking process is represented by the volume master formula, the area of the base multiplied by the height. Volume isn't a separate, isolated property. It is simply the 2D base area projected through a third dimension. As we cycle through prisms with different bases, notice that the structural math never changes. Whether the base has 3 sides or 5, the core logic remains identical. Looking at this 6-sided hexagonal example, we see the exact same progression. Calculate the 2D base, find the lateral boundary, and multiply for the volume. The identical pattern applies to this 8-sided octagonal prism. Even as the shape becomes more complex, the sequence of operations is the same. Increasing the number of sides changes the specific variables for the apothem and perimeter, but our 3D master formulas are entirely immune to the shape of the base. We have now mapped the 2 primary ways to measure a solid, the exterior surface area and the interior volume. Because surface area represents a flattened net of 2D planes, its result is always expressed in units squared. Because volume measures the physical capacity within that boundary, its result is always expressed in units cubed. This relationship is summarized in the rule of thumb at the bottom. While surface area is a calculation that adds flat dimensions together, volume is a calculation that multiplies those dimensions into a third axis. This matrix provides a complete summary of the system, governing every regular prism from its perimeter to its 3-dimensional capacity. Mastering linear extrusion prepares us for pyramids in the next lesson. Thanks for watching.